What is this?
Hi everyone, Entash here.
Oh
and I feel
my
like whenever I
God.
play a video game and I critique them, I end up getting
Blue Protocol Star Resonance is extremely disappointing. 56k views. Yo, MTash still got it though. Damn. Oh, let's see. Let's see.
because I recognize very quickly when a game is not worth my time and potentially not worth your time.
I could potentially immediately debunk that for how long and how many videos he made of a theory restart.
I think that Blue Protocol Star Resonance is going to be one of those games because in the last 3.5
I think he was sponsored by Ethereum. And that mob, why? Who knows? Maybe it gets sponsored for Blue Protocol.
to 4 hours that I've been playing the game, I'm not sure there's been one moment where I've had any even
You're telling me the guy who Raja quits every single gacha he's ever played doesn't like a gacha?
There wasn't one moment where I was excited. There wasn't one moment where I thought, damn, this could be something. This is the most average or below average game I have played in a long time, and it is very similar.
It was fun at the start. Yeah, but see, I think that's the opposite of what MMOs are. I think MMOs are the most boring in the beginning and then become really fun once you get to the end, right? I think most gacha games are always going to be fun in the beginning because you have the fucking, dopamine hits. Yeah, you get your dopamine hits from, let's say you're re-rolling, or let's say you get insanely lucky in the beginning, right? Gacha games have that. MMOs aren't the same. MMOs are like a slog in the beginning, and then it gets fun when you get to hard content. I think gachas are literally the exact opposite. I think gachas are extremely fun in the beginning, and then the longer you play, the less fun it is, and the more it becomes just a fucking daily routine, and you're just only playing it because of sunk cost fallacy. That's how MMOs are. I think MMOs go on a different curve. I think MMOs go extremely boring, extremely boring. Finally, you're at endgame, fun. Okay, I'm bored. Right? I think gachas are extremely fun. Okay, we hit that fucking curve, and now it's just like, no, it's different. It's different curves, chat. I think gachas are like this. Whoa. I think MMOs. Whoa. I think that's the difference. I think both of them hit a slog point where they're both equally fucking mundane, boring shit that you're just logging in daily to do like usual shit. Okay, I will say one thing, right? Gachas obviously have those moments. It's like, oh my god, new patch, new banner, right? MMOs also have the thing where it's like, oh, new raid, new dungeon, new class, stuff like that. It always has like a down point that it pretty much hovers around, right? I think playing an MMO, especially a time-gated MMO, for one day and coming to a conclusion as to how fun that game might be is kind of goofy. You gotta at least give it the cycle of getting to the max level and then analyzing. Like, let me ask you guys, chat, if you know any MMO gamers here who have ever taken any reviews by any MMO like reviewer that never got to endgame. Do you want to know why MMO Byte got a lot of stinky back in the day from MMO players? You want to know why? And endgame is the true definition of all MMOs. Right? It really is. The leveling up process is literally the most boring part of MMOs. I kind of disagree. I prefer leveling in MMOs way more than refarming raids after first clear. I disagree. I think leveling process is the most boring because not only one, do you have barely any skills unlocked. Two, your character's playing like a fucking homeless person. It's like in the beginning of an isekai anime and you haven't unlocked any of your abilities. You're level 1 fucking using like basic abilities. Shit sucks, right? You don't get any of the cool part. That's the best part for you? That's the worst part for me. What? I think the best part is when you have all your skills unlocked and your character and your classes min-max and feels great and like your rotations feel flawless. That's like when it feels the best, you know? And then you also have the class advancements. Like, can you guys remember what in Maple Story, if you liked being fucking the basic archer, or were you having more fun when you were hunter or bowmaster or etc., right? Like, you had way more fun with those advancements because they had way cooler skills, right? Nobody fucking had fun doing the same old fucking bow shot. Depends on the MMO. Final Fantasy 14 leveling is boring as fuck until at least level 70. Final Fantasy 14 leveling had me fall asleep on my keyboard for the first time on any MMO ever. Like, I actually fell asleep on my keyboard. It was terrible. That shit was awful. And I played every MMO under the sun. All right. I never saw another MMO whose leveling was okay. I take that back. WoW was pretty fucking boring. I quit WoW too. I couldn't fucking stand that shit. But Final Fantasy 14 was pretty fucking boring too. All Blue Protocol Star Residences running the exact same dungeon over and over and raids for months. I don't think his review would change at Endgame, Fob. The Endgame doesn't justify how bad the early game is for Blue Protocol Star Resident. Okay, no, here's the thing. I might be wrong, but as far as I understand it, right, as we push to harder and harder content, there'll actually become times when you know, unless you have a full whale squad, that the first runs might be a little challenging, you know? There's no way that you can judge an MMO by their first dungeons. Like, by this video, chat, he made this 2 days ago. That's when the game released. He did literally just the Goblin Dungeon. The Goblin Dungeon is like the easiest fucking dungeon in the entire game. It is literally brainless. So I feel like, sure, if you're going to tell me that the Goblin Dungeon is like the best way to summarize the raid or dungeon experience in Blue Protocol Star Resonance, I mean, go for it. Say that, but nobody's going to fucking take you seriously. You join a squad full of noobs, that's the best experience and most memorable. Bro, yeah, no, listen. I remember, no, listen, don't listen to this Irelia motherfucker. I remember last beta for Blue Protocol, I was like, okay, you know what? I don't see any Fobbits online, so I'm going to go fucking queue with randoms and for one of the hard mode dungeons. Oh my fucking god, these people don't have brains. These people don't have hands. They don't know how to do a single fucking mechanic correctly. Like, oh my good god, that was the worst experience of my life. Because you want to know why? Later dungeons have harder fucking mechanics, right? You actually have to coordinate shit, right? That dungeon I'm talking about is basically the one where you had to like put different like black holes across from each other so that when the suck-in effect happens, you don't all get fucking absorbed and killed, right? And you have to spread them correctly, but these dumb fucks don't know the fucking mechanic correctly, or you have one idiot that puts it in the middle of the screen and then you just get fucking obliterated. There's a lot harder mechanics in this game that come out in the later dungeons, and it's like you just won't have an understanding of it in the beginning. I did that last night with Goblin Heart, and holy shit, they suck ass. Exactly, right? I feel like you have to understand the average experience when you're running with randoms, right? That's the true experience. I'm not trying to shit on you or any Fabi for liking it. I'm just saying MTash is right on this one. Okay, you can't say MTash is right on this one when he literally made 15 videos about a theory restart.
You're spreading black holes and obliterating them.
Okay, the reason I won't agree with that line is because of this sentence he says right here.
Star Resonance is going to be one of those games because in the last time, and potentially not very quickly when a game is... I recognize very quickly when a game is not worth my time and potentially not worth your time. I think that Blue Protocol Star Resonance is going to...
like, he can't say that and then have made, like, 15 Ethereum Restart videos. Okay? And you can say, oh, but Fob, he was paid for Ethereum. Motherfucker, that makes the opinion even worse. Because then it means... Fuck, do we need to do we need to just only listen to his opinions when he's paid or not paid? Because like I can tell you there's no way he's paid for every single one of these videos. So when he wanted to get the bag from sponsors, he glazed the game, but now that he isn't sponsored, he's being honest, it's a problem. Here's the thing. I think if he didn't say that first sentence, it would have been fine. Clearly, what counters this statement right here,
game is not worth my time and potentially not worth your time.
Like, that statement becomes worthless when the status of your sponsor, yes or no, equates to how your opinion comes out, you know?
I think that Blue Protocol Star Resonance is going to be one of those games because in the last 3.5 to 4 hours that I've been playing the game, I'm not sure there's been one moment where I've had any even glimpse.
You can say I do the same thing when I'm sponsored. But then the moment I'm done with my sponsor, I give my honest opinion on the games, right? Like, how many times, Chad, have I like been sponsored for a game, and as soon as the 2-hour sponsor segment is over, I go like, all right, Chad, that shit was ass. Or even before, there's some sponsors I take where I go like, all right, Chad, like, this is game, it's not that good, but you know, everybody be on their best behavior. Don't say anything. Let's just get through the sponsor. Like, I do that. Because it's clear when certain games are straight dog shit, okay? So you're a grifter? Is it being a grifter when I clearly know which games are shit and which games aren't? And I want to, like, put it out there and make sure my actual opinion is heard, not just a paid opinion, you know? Like, obviously, when I'm paid, it's like, whatever. You're also just defending BP now because you're paid? How am I defending BP? Literally, yesterday, I was calling them dog shit, predatory fucks for not giving my refund. You can't call me. You can't say I'm a BP defender when I'm literally saying that these guys, while I'm being sponsored, are being predatory and not giving out the refunds in a timely manner is actually like evil shit. Then they need to fucking give that out ASAP and give compensation. You know, that's literally me being honest. That's not me suddenly being fucking, you know, like defending it because I'm paid. Like, why? If I was paid, why would I say any of that, you know? What if he genuinely liked Ethereum restart? Again, then this statement wouldn't make sense, right? Still. Because if he genuinely liked Ethereum restart, that means he doesn't have a very keen eye to tell what game might be a waste of time for you and me.
Canceled. Because I recognize very quickly when a game is not worth my time.
See, like, if he genuinely thought Ethereum restart was, like, really fucking good, then, like, I don't know, man. Listen, you know, maybe call me a hater. Maybe I'm just a hater, but I genuinely don't understand how anybody could play Ethereum restart and be like, this is it. This is the game. This is the future. Like, I can't fathom that. It's impossible. I just don't believe it.
And potentially not worth your time. I think that Blue Protocol Star Resonance.
That's how it is for BP too. No, because I don't think BP is the future. I don't think BP is the best game or this is it. I keep saying, chat. I think this is just something to scratch that itch temporarily. You know, it's something to, you know, get you over like a couple days or like a week's or something like that. You know.
Going to be one of those games because in the last 3.5 to 4 hours that I've been playing the game,
versus Blue Protocol. I think I learned about this in history class once. It was called the Battle of Mid. 20.
Then why are you arguing with him saying that it's not worth your time? I'm not, right? I'm saying his statement is sort of loses value to me when he made this many Ethereum restart videos, right? That's just my take.
I'm not sure there's been one moment where I've had any even glimpse of fun. There hasn't been one moment where I was challenged. There wasn't one moment where I was excited. There wasn't one moment where I thought, damn, this could be something. This is the most average or below average game I have played in a long time. And
you played Ethereum restart. It's literally the most average, below average turn-based fucking... Oh.
It is very similar to any other mobile, free-to-play, MMO, gacha-like experience that I've experienced. I recently played another game called Crystal of Atlan, and I reviewed it very harshly. This feels very similar overall.
Okay, nah, you cannot compare Blue Protocol to Crystal of Atlan. Crystal of Atlan is like way worse. It is way worse.
Overall, to Crystal of Atlan, it does not seem like a MMO that I am ever going to want to play long term, and it is a already time-gated experience. I need to wait 15 hours. 30 minutes into playing, I was already time-gated from the main story quest.
And play the game yourself to not get outpsed by a healer really innocent.
What I'm trying to do right now is see how long it takes me till I get locked out. I just want to get an idea of how long I can go. I'm already locked out! 17 hours, 18 minutes. I'm already logged out. And even though I was gated on the main story quest, then I thought, well, do you know what? I can start working on some of my skills. They've got regular skills in the game, but they've also got these like life skills that you can do. I can't even remember where I found that, but
bro didn't even get his flow.
These, like, life
oh no, he didn't even get his Phantom Dash.
That you can do. I can't even remember where I found that, but life skill. Here we go. There's energy on the life skills, and you can only choose X amount of skills, and you can't grind them all out at the same time. They limit your progression, so even if you do these skills and you go mining or smelting or fishing or whatever you want to do, you can't actually take it up to the higher tiers for a week and then almost a month. You're not I just broke my chair. You're not you're not allowed to fully progress. The server has to be open for 7 days, so you can't focus on mining and get ahead and start getting resources. You can't get ahead and get metal producing level 2 here for 26 days because you're not allowed to be a miner. You're not allowed to be a smither. You're not allowed to be the king of culinary and spend your time grinding this up to make the best food to push dungeons down the road. You're not allowed to play the game, essentially. There's so much time gating that I'm seeing already that I just don't want to play. I don't want to log in and do daily logins and those FOMO gacha mechanics in order to retain me. I want you to retain me because I want to play the game. Now, I want to talk about something very quickly because I think this is a very important thing. I'm just going to go to the stereo.
Oh, am I crazy? Isn't Timegate the exact opposite of FOMO? Like, I swear to God, Timegate is the exact, like, counter to FOMO. Because it literally doesn't let other people get ahead, so you can't miss out. You literally get all the time in the world to just catch up. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, I don't know what FOMO is. Like, it's literally the exact counter of... Like, the whole reason, like, games do time gates is to, like, let people not feel FOMO of like, completely falling behind and stuff like that.
Jump in here and teleport in. You can do regular battling. And if you're doing some sort of endgame...
Yeah, and if you guys don't know, the game has, like, insane catch-up mechanics. Like, legitimately, if you just don't log in for a couple days, it gives you, like, a bunch of these, like, mats you could have gotten and been like, oh, here's what you missed out on. Like, it is, like, insanely anti-FOMO. Like, the Blue Protocol Star Resonance is, like, it's many things, but it is not, like... I don't think it's super predatory on your time. If you are someone that doesn't have much time to grind an MMO, this is, like, heaven. You can... basically autoplay most of the fucking mundane tasks and just leave it playing in the back. You can just take days off and then it'll have like a bunch of mats and currency that will help you catch up, right? And then on top of that, like because there's time gating for like the first like week or so, people can't even get that far ahead and you can catch up pretty readily. So why bother playing then? So your question is why bother playing a game you can't play for 15 hours a day? Is that the question? Maybe, did you ever ask yourself, maybe you shouldn't be trying to play a game 15 hours a day? In my opinion, this game is not for hardcore players. This game is for very casual, like, people who have other things in their lives to play and can log in, do their dailies, and do their stuff, and then log out, and you're done, you know? Like, you just don't have to, like, do much. You don't have to do much, you know, per day. Yeah, sure, but FOMO is already solved in the most decent MMOs. I mean, sure, but like again, which ones? I don't know which ones you're talking about where FOMO doesn't exist.
Content where you actually need to dodge. You know, there are opportunities where you actually need to put in effort in combat. But 99% of the gameplay that I have done so far, fighting enemies, is
FF14. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if FF14 solved FOMO, but I definitely know what it solved for me, my sleeping problems, because it just fucking made me fall asleep with this dog shit combat.
So easy. Is so boring. I know that this is like a level 1 mob. I'm level 20. I know.
This is my Final Fantasy 14 combat experience. Casting ability. Casting ability. Walking in place. Casting ability. Riveting combat. Slice, slice, slice. Slice, slice, slice. Like, brother, FF14 combat is so fucking dog shit. Like, it is not fucking fun.
Mobs barely attack you. They barely even approach you. You can kill them so quickly. And pressing these buttons on trash mobs that repeatedly don't do damage. I'm going to go to a higher level.
You hate tab target? No. I think tab target is good if the majority of the skills aren't fucking, like, point and click. Right, I think if you have tab target just for a targeting system, but majority of your skills are more not like as in lock on, right? If they're a lot of your skills are like you cast and then you have to aim them and like then you use them, I think that's much better. I think if you're tap target and lock on, that's the worst fucking thing in MMOs. Tap target plus lock on is literally the lowest skill ceiling, like dog shit fucking like combat style ever.
I'm gonna go here. This is a higher level area. This is actually higher level than me. If I run up to some mobs and I start attacking them, they barely do anything. Now that boss will one-shot me because I'm not supposed to be here. But these basic mobs, this is a level 16 mob, I'm level 20, whatever.
Bro, some of you are quoting like to do certain raids or stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not saying the raid mechanics and stuff aren't fun, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the core combat. All right? Like the core combat is not fun. Right? Yes, you can have fun fucking raid mechanics while the combat's still not fun. That's not the point, right? Like I, to this day, have not found an MMO that has done combat like more fun than like BDO, Terra, Arcade. Like those games had like easily the most fun combat, right? Hell, even fucking Lost Ark, I'll say the combat's pretty fucking enjoyable. Yeah, Blade and Soul was really fucking good too. You know, all of these are really fucking good. But my God, Final Fantasy 14 and WoW are dog shit. Like, I cannot understand how someone can go from playing MMOs like that to going to play like Final Fantasy 14 and WoW. Like, I get it, the raids are really fucking fun. Sure. But my lord, the actual like playing of your characters are so unbelievably boring.
So you are saying BPSR combat is better than FF14 combat?
You're saying BP? No, I'm not saying it's better because I think the issue with Blue Protocol Star Resonance is combat. It's like it's low key basically the same shit. It's not far off from Final Fantasy 14, right? No one's saying it's better. I'm just saying it's like that Final Fantasy 14 isn't that good, you know?
They don't really do anything, and by the time they start approaching you, they're so slow. They're so slow.
You want to hop on for World Boss Raid before it closes in 20 minutes?
Fun.
I can't.
It is not.
I VPN to Japan.
Now let's compare
to
the
stream,
Blue
I
Protocol
can't.
story to the
I'd have to
FF14
restart
when you
stream.
auto battle,
Rage
I
bait.
walked away for 15 minutes. I went and checked on my kids. I went and made a sandwich. I had a little drink of water. I took a poop. And I came back and I had almost full health. Gamers, I stood in the middle of an area where they were respawning constantly. It was impossible to die. And I understand that maybe because it's like a mobile game, they want it to be casual or somewhat accessible. When it's this blatantly boring and almost impossible to die, like anyone who had a brain could dodge these attacks and not take damage. But like, if it was more engaging, if I had some fun, I wouldn't be dunking on it as hard as I am. But this is... I don't think you can consider this a video game. I genuinely don't think you consider it a video game. Because it is so autoplay, or the ability to autoplay is there, and it is so easy, you might as well, because pushing buttons and getting carpal tunnel for no benefit is just not worth it. You might be thinking, okay, well, MTash, I think you're being like too savage.
Hasn't MTash just played a ton of fucking auto games? Am I crazy? So what's the difference between him doing auto on a 3 restart for his like dailies and like dungeon runs, or like his relic runs or whatever, and then auto playing this for your dailies? Why should the category of a game change how you like have fun in the game? If you have fun with, if you can say you enjoy a turn-based game while you have autoplay going, what's the difference between that and having autoplay going in an MMO? I'm not defending Star Resonance here. I'm talking about the concept of one game having this and then another game having this. Isn't that why you guys shit on me? Because I autoplay in a turn-based game, and then whenever I autoplay in any other game, you guys literally spam the fucking fun button emote? You guys do the same thing to me, so what's the fucking difference here? One requires actually planning. So you think you could autoplay in the latest dungeon in Blue Protocol? Don't say yes, you can't. You'll die to mechanics. Something called expectations, like most people expect you can jump in open world exploration. I suppose maybe it's because I played the beta for this game that my expectations are different. Like my expectations for Star Resonance, Blue Protocol are extremely just average. Like I'm not going into this game expecting like a full tried and true MMO, right? It's literally just a super casual MMO. People that haven't played, Tina's running their mouth. He went in there expecting to play. I think that's the issue, right? I think MTash went into Blue Protocol Star Resonance expecting a full, like, Lost Ark like experience, and you're just not gonna get that, right? Like, this is why maybe my expectations are so different from chat's as well. Like, I played the beta like a ton, and the game is giga fucking casual. It is, right? But there's like absolutely nothing wrong with being giga casual, I think, for an MMO. Like, I think for some reason there's like some tryhards in chat that think all MMOs need to be die hard, like sweat, something you grind for hours and hours. But I don't think that's necessarily true, you know? Because as far as I understand, MMORPG has nothing in its title, in its categorization about time played, right? What does MMORPG stand for? Right? MMORPG stands for massively multiplayer online role-playing game. What about anything here says massively multiplayer online where you spend hours and hours of time grinding to role-play a game, right? Like, that, it doesn't necessarily have... All an MMO requires is to have lots of people online in a hub where you can play together, right? That's pretty much it. So, like, it doesn't necessarily... I'm using Bing because I'm on this fucking Microsoft Edge. You want to grind hard like Destiny? Yeah, but like this game just isn't that, you know? It's like going to play Genshin Impact and getting mad that you're not fucking getting like the sweatiest gameplay in the universe, right? It's like going to play like Suika game and wondering why you don't have to have 5 million APM, you know? It's just like not that, you know? Little bro, it's not even the problem that it's casual. Outside being casual, it's also incredibly fucking predatory with all monetization and retention shit that people hate in MMO genre, mobile and gacha slop. No, I agree, right? I've already agreed on that. I've literally said that I think one of the things it's doing by not refunding people from the beta immediately with an automated system that did it ASAP is like quite possibly the most predatory fucking thing I've ever seen in like ever. Like, the expectation for most people when a game says it's going to give a refund online. Like, can you imagine if this happened in China? Chat, genuinely, can you imagine? Can you imagine the shitstorm Blue Protocol Star Resonance would have if they promised in the CN beta that people, any dollars they spent would be immediately get delivered on live? Brother, if they did this in China, these guys would be fucking dead, right? But it's because it's global, they probably don't fucking care. Like, this is just the most stinky shit ever, right? I spent $1,000 on the beta. I expected $1,000 on release, but what did I hear instead? I heard that, oh, it might take up to 10 days. Oh, but in those 10 days, oh, it would be a shame if you spent more money because you're impatient to wait for your $1,000. Like, this is literally what the developers are doing. The developers are literally preying upon the fact that most people who spend money on games are usually impatient and are people that want things now, want things ASAP, and they will probably crumble within the 10 days to get their fucking delivery, and then will spend more money, and then they'll get their additional money on top of that, and then be like, oh, now we juiced another $1,000 off this idiot. Yeah, no. Fuck that, right? Like I said, I'm literally not spending a penny on Blue Protocol until I get my refund. Like, this shit is fucking... This shit is the most predatory shit ever, right? That's not what I'm fucking talking about, though, right? I'm talking about specifically the fact that Blue Protocol is like a giga casual MMO, and I think too many people are getting their like panties in a bunch, expecting a different type of game. But that's just like not the... That's just not the game that they're doing, you know? So despite all that, you're still playing, spending money on it, and giving it an audience? I'm not spending any money on it. I literally said I'm not going to spend any money until I get my refund, right? And realistically, if I get my refund, I shouldn't have to spend any more money in this game ever. Aren't most MMO players hardcore players anyways? That's just so incredibly wrong on so many levels. I have no idea how to describe it to you. I don't know where you get that definition. That is, if MMOs lived and died off of their hardcore players, they'd all die. The vast majority of MMO players are giga casuals. Like, it's the same thing as gacha games. The vast majority are free-to-play casuals in gacha games. Same thing with MMOs, right? I don't know how anybody thinks MMO players are all hardcore. There's so many casuals that are, it's not even funny, you know? What's crazy to me is that you spend 1K on a game you were calling dog shit in the beta. Like I said, I have an addiction to progression, right? And it scratched an itch. Like I say, right? I don't think Blue Protocol is this amazing game. I don't think it's this game that's gonna fucking last like eons, right? I think it's a game that temporarily scratches an itch. And it scratches an itch, all right? I think I saw Slice tweet on his like alt account. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah. Despite the mixed reviews, I think Blue Protocol Star Resonance is actually the exact fun casual MMO that tries to scratch the Sword Art Online itch. Could it be better 100%? Is it fun if you got people to play with? We'll be playing actively until Pokemon ZA rips me away. Right? It's literally one of those like games that just exists to like bandage over until something else comes out. Right? Like you just play to burn time because it's just like, you know, it's not garbage enough where you feel like it's just utterly trash, but it's like just okay enough where it's like, okay, you know, I could burn a little bit of time on it. Kind of reminds me of like a PoE season where it's like, you know, it's not going to last very long, but you know, for a little bit you play, it might be a little fun. And then, you know, did you hear Taurus Land is closing down in November? Finally. You spend 1K to scratch an itch? Yeah, I have a fucking problem. Is this actually real? I forget. I won't lie. I'm good at making friends, but even for me, it's hard as fuck to find friends to play games like this with. Everyone that's Gen Z that's even younger than me is very antisocial. Just use Discord, buddy. Is this game better than Relink? Oh, not by a fucking long shot. Not even fucking close. Relink is like 10 billion times better than this game, right? It's not even fucking close. Like, remotely. This is why I will always say Relink is one of the biggest disappointments in modern, like, gaming for me. It's such a letdown.
On it. Let me just show you something really quickly. I'm gonna pull up my stream. I'm gonna pull up my stream from earlier today, and I'm gonna show you a fight. We just did this fight a little while ago. Here we go. There's me reacting to it. This fight actually had some mechanics in it. All right. This fight actually had some mechanics in it. You had to jump across this lightning. This was the only moment in 4 hours that I was like, do you know what? Maybe I would have a little bit of fun if it was a little harder. But it was impossible to die. The healers heal me so much that even if I do get hit, I don't think it's possible to die. If I sit in every single attack, I let the
Why is he doing normal mode and complaining about difficulty? I don't understand. Like, there's literally a hard mode where if you literally fuck up, you guys saw me yesterday doing hard mode. I died nonstop. Like, bro's playing easy mode and be like, why am I not dying? It's not doing any damage to me. Like, bro's literally doing the journalist difficulty game mode and then confused.
Boss attack me.
Yeah, he's doing the tutorial dungeon.
There's no risk. There's no threat. What is the point? It does like 400
Why is it not doing the hard mode? I don't get it.
My healers instantly heal me up. I have a summon that comes in that instantly heals me up. It is just like brainless. And so standing in the circle, I can auto battle this boss and auto heal. And so there's moments. There's like I don't need to dodge it because it can't kill me. And who cares? Literally, there's like there's a big flashing thing you need to dodge. Who cares? Literally, who cares? I don't need to dodge it because it can't kill me. Dungeon. This is the basic dungeon. Well, I'm not doing that might kill me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not playing this game for 300 hours. I'm not gonna play an MMO
He didn't even get the gold box because he's doing normal mode.
Month where nothing can do any damage to me. There's time gating on fishing. There's time gating on mining. There's time gating on
This is how you can
quests.
tell it's not a
Everything
sponsored
in this
review.
game
Oh my god.
feels like a mobile gacha game. And there's all sorts of cosmetics and things to buy and monthly cards and battle passes. And I just look at it all and go, where's the game?
You know what would be crazy, chat? If we had Doctor Strange abilities and right now we were just like, all right, chat, hold up. Let me open up the universe where MTash did get the sponsor. Oh, what's the video in this universe? You know, like, What would the video look like?
Gameplay! You guys spent all of this time making all of this stuff, all of these systems, all of these UI things, but I'm not allowed to play the game. I'm not allowed to mine anymore. I'm not allowed to do this anymore because of time gating. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, what? I want to play your game. I want to enjoy the combat.
Tash wants every game to be a FromSoft game where the first mob you see one-shots you as soon as you open the door. I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is that he just doesn't fucking... He's not... Like, I would be fine if he then showed the hard dungeon and he showed how he, like, absolutely shit on it first attempt, right? Without, like, blind, not knowing mechanics. And I'd be like, you know, agreed. All right, there you go. But, like, he doesn't, like, do the due diligence to, like... showcase like why, like make a good reason as to like support his arguments well, right? Like I think if he showed the hard mode dungeon and him stomping it really easily, no, 100%, right? I was like, okay, wow, he knew those mechanics blind, like all right, it's clearly way too easy for MTash. But then he did normal difficulty where he couldn't even get to the mechanic. Brother, they didn't even get to the like the mirror mechanic here because they killed the boss too fast. Like what? Like, huh? Like you're literally doing the easiest difficulty of the boss. And it's like, I don't know. Maybe he hasn't unlocked it yet. You unlock it like off rip. I'm pretty sure. Like you just have it. Like if he hit the cap for that day, he should have it unlocked.
All of these UI things, but I'm not allowed to play the game. I'm not allowed to mine anymore. I'm not allowed to do this anymore because of time gating. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, what?
You did a new dungeon out today yet? I already done all the dungeons during the beta, Consume.
I want to explore. Oh, what's that? You're not allowed to
explore? You need a group to play hard mode, can't play solo. And why is that, Slayer JP? It's because the fucking brainlets that you get in your random lobbies don't know how to fucking do the mechanics, right? But like, that's fine. You want to know why I think that's fine, right? Because... that's how MMOs are supposed to be. You need gear score? Sure. But here's the thing. That gear score is obtainable if you just fucking play the game. Like, you're acting like this gear score is, like, unattainable. You just play the game, you get it. The gear score requirements are not hard to reach, right? So that's a fucking non-issue. You're just making shit up, right? The real issue is that's how MMOs are supposed to be. You queue up, you get a party, you fucking run a dungeon, nobody gets the mechanics, and then that's where you prog, okay? And then you go, okay, guys. Like, brother, when I played in the beta and I played with randoms, I fucking was typing essays in the chat being like, okay, Bob and Joe, you guys clearly don't know the mechanics. Let me explain it to you. Okay, here you go. You got to do this. And we tried it again. Bob and Joe still fucked it up. I was like, okay, maybe I wasn't clear. Got to do it like this. And then Bob got it, but Joe did it. So we're like, okay, Joe, we really need you to lock in. Like, you really got to do this. And then, like, the fourth time, we finally got it. And then they failed the next mechanic. And then I was like, okay, I forgot. I guess I should explain every mechanic. So this one, we got to do this. And then, like, that's just how that's how progging an MMO works, right? You don't need a full party that knows what they're doing. You could have a random party where you just prog normally, like, through just trial and error. That's just how it goes. You know, I think that's fine, right? So saying, MTech didn't do a hard mode because he didn't have a party, hey, shut the fuck up, bro. First of all, he's streaming. If he wanted to, he could have just been like, hey, does anybody want to do a raid with me? And they'd be like, me streamer, please, me streamer. Like, there would have been a ton of people who wanted to fucking play with him, okay? So, like, I don't believe that at all.
Yeah, you're not allowed to explore. You actually can't progress to multiple areas. Now, I think if you interact with these, Statue of the Hero, I haven't unlocked this. Like, I think maybe it gets rid of the fog, but I've already been to multiple areas while exploring that said, you're not allowed to go here yet. You're not allowed to go here yet.
Yeah, there's time gating on regions, yes.
Even if it's too high level, like, I understand, like, hey, if there's level 90 enemies, I shouldn't be fighting them yet.
Like, don't get me wrong, I think time gating is always cringe, right? Especially as someone who used to be a fucking, like, super diehard MMO grinder. I think time gating is cringe.
You are
right?
39 years old, Dunk.
Nope. But thank you for the 39 months, Dabby Des.
Cool. But, like, I like to make that mistake on my own. It just feels like they're calling it an MMO, without MMO features. Now, there's apparently an economy. There's
I don't really
there
know
is a
what you just
trading
said
thing.
there.
You
That
can
doesn't really
trade
make
some
much sense,
items.
but-
There's like unbound currency, and there's bound currency. And you can exchange for these things, and you can actually trade for some items. And you can trade for like food items, and there is a bit of an economy in trading. But I just don't know. You know, I can't even really comment on the level of this. But when I see stuff like this, it's like, okay, well, that's good. An MMO needs some sort of economy, but I don't know how in-depth this is. But at least seeing that, I'm like, okay, there's like an MMO feature I would care about. Because
No. So, see, here, this is where I'll shit on Blue Protocol. And MTash can't because he doesn't understand. Which, by the way, I feel like a lot of this video he would have like a slightly different takes on if he, you know, played the game a bit more and understood it a bit more. But there's basically no economy in Blue Protocol, bro. It's a steaming pile of shit. Right? Prices are pretty much all locked. You have very little fucking flexibility. You can't do any flipping. You can't do any market manipulation. Everything is pretty much fucking down, like absolutely locked to specific things, right? So the economy is just basically, it's there, but it's like very fucking useless in my opinion, right? You're not gonna get rich off the economy. Like, sure, if you get some lucky drops or if you whale and then swipe and then sell that stuff, sure. But like, besides that, being a free-to-play, you're not going to get like massive fucking returns. You'll get small gains because you can, there's a slight range on low and high prices, so you could get a small gain, but that it's like so so minuscule compared to other MMOs I've played with free markets that it's just like not that much, you know? Like, I've played my favorite MMOs are where you basically have free market and you can just like do everything. And it's like the best. You can flip shit. You can make like double the money. You could like, you know, speculate on something that'll go up and then boom, it goes up and then you make like 10x, like stuff like that. But like, it just doesn't exist in Blue Protocol.
in RuneScape, I can buy lobsters for 195 gold and sell it for 205, and I can make some profit, and I can trade, and I can make my way up there, and that's a mini game in a mini game. I can go craft a rune scimitar, and I can sell it for 35k on the free-to-play world. You know, like there was an economy, and that's an important part of a game, and skilling was an important part of the game. But the problem is when you limit the ability to do those things with energy, you are now limiting that economy and the potential growth of that economy, and you can't be the guy that spends all his time mining and gets the crazy resources for the guy that spends his entire time smithing to make the crazy armor, for the guy that's doing...
Okay, so I don't think the stamina is the issue in this, right? He's saying energy is an issue in this. I don't think so. I think the only maybe issue is time gating the levels. Like, almost every MMO I know that has an actual economy built off of life skilling has an energy system. It makes no sense to have infinite. Then there would be no fucking economy. Like, does MTash know what he's saying? If there's no energy system to gate how much you can fucking make, right? And people could infinitely mine forever, what would be the fucking point of an economy? That defeats the point of the economy if you have fucking infinite supply. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
doing combat that's trying to push
every MMO I know has an energy system is a huge self-report. No, I said every MMO that I know that has a fucking life skilling system with an economy based around it. Do you just listen to like when your teacher tells you, okay, Thomas, 1 + 1 = 2? Do you just go, oh, 1 + 1? What else did you like? Do you just listen to half of it? Still wrong. What is a MMO with a life skill system with an economy based off of the life skilling that doesn't have a limit to it, whether it's by energy or by respawn? RuneScape doesn't? Oh my fucking god. This is why I fucking hate RuneScape players. They're like the fucking one oddball game out of almost all these fucking games that has like this one fucking thing that they do that's different from almost 99% of other MMOs. Like, okay, bro, yeah, RuneScape does. But like, can we talk about like other games? Yes, thank you. Yes, RuneScape does. Fuck. It's always RuneScape too. Old school RuneScape, Guild Wars 2, WoW, Final Fantasy 14, Dofus, etc. has no stamina shit. do they have a really fucking strong economy based off those life skilling that you could do in WoW and Final Fantasy and Guild Wars 2? WoW is locked by respawn rate, then that defeats the purpose. That's why I specifically said, is there a respawn rate? Because literally having respawn rate is the equivalent of limitation. It's their equivalent of limitation, right? Like, you can't just be like, oh, there's no energy, but you can only mine it once every 6 hours. Like, okay, that's literally the same thing. You only play gacha, bro? I literally have probably played more fucking games outside of gacha than you have. Because I probably also lived 20 years longer than you. Respawn rate doesn't matter. You just endlessly walk to nodes in WoW. Oh, really? It doesn't fucking matter that much? WoW now has a semi-stamina for gear making. Okay. But like, how insane is the economy? Like, is it real? Like, you could really just make a full living out of the economy of life skilling? There's no limit in WoW for profession gathering. Okay, that's insane. That's insane. Because I feel like the only real smart way to do life skilling with an actual market is the way BDO does it. I think BDO is like the most efficient way to do life skilling. At least in my opinion. I would farm in BDO barely has a profession limit. Like, if you have a lot of energy, you're pretty much not running out of it, though. No, BDO still does have a profession limit, especially when you're on the beginning of a profession and you don't have all the tools and fucking, you know, especially if you don't have energy potions, you know? That's why WoW gear means nothing. Played a ton of WoW. It was mostly the auction house. I loved it. Either way, I still think the biggest issue for Blue Protocol's life skilling is the time gating of leveling up the profession. Because it makes it so that you can't focus on a profession. You end up just having so much energy extra that you end up having to do other professions because you just maxed out on a cap, you know? Like, that's like the biggest issue, I think. The issue with stamina limits is that it promotes use of alts and shit. Yeah, but I don't think alts are even useful in Blue Protocol, man. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know if the... Do alts share the same energy pool? I don't remember.
Bosses that then, do you know what I'm saying? When you time gate these things and there's a week or 27 days, you're not allowed to play the game how you want. It stops feeling like an MMO.
The solution to all this is just play a better game. Yeah, what MMO? Final Fantasy 14? Chad, you guys are naming all these MMOs that probably most people in here have already played, right? And people usually want something new, right? And just like, there's just no good new MMOs, man. It's fucking cooked. Good new MMOs just don't happen anymore. And like, Blue Protocol's not one either. Blue Protocol is just something to like bandage you over until like the next itch comes out, right? Like, that's why they're saying Final Fantasy 14 because there's no new good MMOs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. There's legitimately nothing good. This is how you know.
Obviously, the Riot MMO will release and save us all. Cluigi.
You want to know how I know that there's no good MMOs? When I see a lot of my old MMO friends queuing up MapleStory. It's that time. Like, when you have enough friends who are MMO addicts, there's always that time that happens every couple months or years that it's just like they're all on Maple again. And that's when you know there's nothing to fucking play. Because they're just like, fuck. They're back on MapleStory or RuneScape. It's usually MapleStory or RuneScape. One of those two. If I see my MMO friends back on either of those two, it means there's nothing else to fucking play. Right? Those are the only fucking, like, those are like almost always the like fallbacks. Did you try New World? That was the big new one. But bro, I looked at New World. I watched people play and I was like, I don't want to play that at all. The gameplay looked really stinky for me. Like, you want to know the next MMO that people were looking forward to? Chrono fucking Odyssey, and that game looked like dog shit. Like, we all thought Chrono Odyssey was like, all the trailers they showed was like, oh my god, that looks really cool. And then the game came out for beta testing. It was like, oh my god, that's dog shit. Like, whatever Chrono Odyssey showed in the beta is like 100 times worse than Blue Protocol. Like, that shit was terrible, man. Holy god. Yeah, Where Winds Meet might be interesting. Ion 2 is also coming out soon, so we'll see about that. Honor of Kings World is apparently also an MMO, so we'll see. There's a bunch of these games, but we'll have to see. Is this Where Winds Meet game with cool movement? Yeah, that's the one where you see people flying around. They changed a lot of stuff in that game, though, and even pushed the release to 2026. Oh, really? That'll be interesting. We still are waiting for fuck. What's that game by Nexon Chat that I always talked about? I wore bikinis and went to the fucking hot tub and sat around in. No, not Maple Story. Vindictus. Yeah, Vindictus
For the next
should have that
game,
second
so
game.
My favorite older MMO can an influx of new players
I'm just waiting for the next Blessed Online. Oh, bro, Blessed Online is so dog shit. Yeah, no, Vindictus will eventually probably have their second game. That, you know, that game that we tried, the demo, where they just had massive titties jiggling all over the place while like action combat. Yeah, that game. Oh, that one's not an MMO? Really? Oh, nah, bro. I thought that was gonna be an MMO. Bro, I saw this, but like, you really think? You really think? I don't think so, man. I think it's nostalgia bait, 100%, yeah. I don't know, man. Third time's the charm. Tokyo. You want to know what game that I thought was going to be my game for a long time back then? Another game that just like had so much potential and just kind of like,
with talk about
man,
a sword. Okay, here we go. Guardian,
like Tree of Savior, I thought was like, oh my god, this is like, it's like modern Ragnarok. You know, this could be it. And oh my god, the game just, man, it made me so sad that this just wasn't the game. You know. I was like top 25 on global beta and Tree of Savior. What the fuck? Damn. You got to level 480, but the game went downhill. Yeah. The release was terrible. They're making Ragnarok 3. Yeah. You don't know the feeling of defeating IK Saren and got his card on the first kill, man. Tree of Savior was one of my favorite games for a good 2 years. Loved the OST. Oh, yeah. No, the game was a vibe, but you're barely in 11 minutes into the Zemtash video. I mean, it's just a whole lot of discussions about MMOs, you know? So, Lord Knight, whatever, bro. Shut up. I didn't end up going very far into Tree of Savior. Like, I think I like put in a good, let me actually see how many hours I have on Tree of Savior. I only have 90 hours on Tree of Savior, bro. Yeah. I only got 90 hours in. And I couldn't play anymore. I was like, this isn't it. What is this supposed to be? Look at this. Where Winds Meet character. There's so much customization. You can marry, etc. Okay. Aurelia, I hate to say this, but when people link me stuff like this, I just think of one thing. Asian MMO slop. I'm sorry. Like, oh no, bots were terrible on Tree of Savior's release. Like, I'm sorry, man. So many Asian MMOs just look like this. And I'm just like, whatever. Like, it's nothing special, you know? It's just the same old shit, you know? Ashes of Creation will save MMOs. Yeah, dream fucking on, bro. Ashes of Creation, steamy pile of shit.
It stops being the game.
Bro,
that
I've
you want
seen
it to be.
Where Winds
It's
Meet because I watched Rexland play it.
MMO, in my opinion, and that just feels bad. I don't want to fight a boss. I want to mine for 100 hours, and I want to sell all my stuff, and I want to buy gear, and then I'll do a boss. You know what I'm saying? I should be allowed to do that, but you're not. And when I look at all the different systems and everything I've experienced over the last 4 hours, nothing is making me want to keep playing. I don't care that some people have played on the other server.
Oh, but yeah, that's the thing, MTash. You're not supposed to. Once you hit the daily limit, you've done all your dailies, you've hit your fucking story quest, Log out. Legitimately, outside of farming world bosses, there's really nothing else to do.
And they played in the betas, and they fought the bosses, and they got to level 60. The idea,
It's kind of ass for
or the
MMOs.
thought
I get it,
of getting
right?
to level 60.
I get it. If you're like an old veteran MMO player who's like hardcore and grinds, right? Like obviously I was like the same way, so I get that feeling. But I'm like, I tried playing Blue Protocol like die hard. There's nothing to fucking do. Just log out. Which by that logic, then it's like, well, why play this at all, Fob? Well, because there's no other fucking MMO to play. I've tried every other MMO. I'm bored. I want to try something new.
In this game is terrible. I don't even want to do that. It sounds like a nightmare because I haven't had any fun. I don't think I'm going to start. I may be dunking on this too hard. But at the same time, there are so many good games out there that you can buy for $8 or $10. They're free games.
You can't say that when your gripe with this is the fact that it's an MMO. You have to, like, this is when MTash would be like, you can, play this MMO or that MMO.
Games. There's so many
He
things that you
says
can
he wants
play
to mine 100
other than
hours,
this.
so he wants to play RuneScape and mine Granite to 99 pondering.
That it's very hard to recommend this. And maybe I will eat my...
Okay, but like, see, my issue, I feel like MTash does this in a lot of his videos when he does reviews on games, but like, by that logic, couldn't you say this for almost every fucking game? There's usually like a billion other games better than any possible single game that you might be reviewing, right? That might be a better investment of your time and money. So, like,
my words. Maybe I will be wrong about this. But I'm just going to guess here. I'm going to look it up right now on Steam. Blue Protocol.
Did he change the title of the video? Wait, what? No, it still says it's extremely disappointing. What's your title say?
Star Resonance. I'm just going to guess right now it's going to be, yep, there it is. Let's just...
Oh, he changed it before I watched. Blue Protocol Star Resonance feels like a terrible MMO in 2025. Why'd he change it?
Bring this up on stream here so everyone else can see it. Mostly negative. 30% of 1,000 users have given this a positive review. This game is dog water. Okay. It's a mobile game with auto walking and auto battling. If that's for you, it might be good, but it's definitely not for me. First quest introduced the Catchup and gave gacha coupons.
Shows this for me. Did he change the title again?
Like every other gacha slot game before it.
That's the YouTube new system. Oh, does he have the A/B testing thing? Oh, that might be it. Yeah, no. He might have the thumbnail and title A/B testing thing. It shows different titles and thumbnails depending on the algorithm for different people.
There's a couple positive ones, but I have a feeling this game is going to be dead. And if this game is going to be dead, an MMO can't function properly. MMOs need players. It needs lots of players. And day one, there's people grouping up. This might be for you. But for me, these games just don't have what it takes to keep my attention. I think they're all poorly made. And we had a very big discussion about this on stream. And it's exceptionally hard to make an MMO. It's exceptionally hard to make an MMO because there's so many things that need to go right. But one thing that you need to make right...
Bro, I wonder if anybody asked him about that. Like when he says like these are exceptionally poorly made video games, they're low quality, but then he like actively like shills Ethereum restart. Which has been caught using AI for their art.
Right, is I need to care about your world. And when it's a brand new gacha game, how do you make me care about this random, seemingly AI-generated world and story? It's like, here's this random place, this random castle, this random thing. Why do I care about it? And it's hard to do that. It's hard to get someone over that edge while also having gameplay, because you have to give them insane amounts of story and lore and backstory so that I can care about this world. But if you're doing that, then I'm not playing and having fun, right? To do those things is very difficult. And so for anyone making an MMO, that
No, I mean, from what I've seen, the story, I think, for Blue Protocol is literally the most skippable thing in the universe. Don't read it.
task is a Leviathan.
Genuinely don't
And
read
if you look at the games that have succeeded overall as an MMO, there's not a lot of them long term. If you look at World of Warcraft, they already had lore and different classes and factions and things to build on. There was already orcs, there was
Maybe it'll
already
last 2
paladins,
weeks.
there
No, I
was
think it'll last like a couple months.
already these
I
different
think it'll last a
characters.
couple months.
Jane!
You guys underestimate the sunk cost fallacy, like copium of MMO players. Like, it'll last a couple months. It won't last a couple weeks. All right.
Proudmore. All these things.
You want to know the reason I say this? Terra lasted obscenely long with how few people were playing that shit. I remember there were certain points when I was playing Terra, and like I checked the Steam charts, there were like 100 people online. Like, and I loved it. I love that there was such a small, tight-knit community. You know, I love playing that shit. But it died. But it went for a long fucking time.
Exist in the game already, or in the other games, the Warcraft games. And so building an MMO in that world is not the same thing. It makes me want to explore.
Hey, check how many
the
people
different
are playing Vindictus right now. What? I would venture to say almost 500. Fuck. I was right about over 100. I was right about over 100. Damn, they only hit 177 peak though. Ooh. But that's crazy. You want to know why? Wait, why was there such a high spike here all of a sudden? After 6 days. You know, you want to know why I say this is so crazy that this game's still going on? It's like, can you imagine? Can you just imagine the same like 150 to 200 people playing this game for all time? And they're just like hopping on, be like, yo, Joe, it's like a small town. It's the same old people. People also use the Nexon launcher. Yeah, but I don't think. Oh, actually, no. I usually think from most Nexon games, the Nexon launcher usually has more people than Steam. Like at least double, right? Yeah. So APB Reloaded. Oh my god, I haven't heard that game in so long. 97. Wow, it hits the same 24-hour peak though. Yo, this game was unironically fun for a little bit. This game was unironically fun. Okay? Don't shit on it. It was basically GTA, you know? This shit was fun as fuck for a little bit. But yeah, obviously it gets a little boring after a while, but it was fun as fuck. 35% don't have the fishing achievement. Does that mean those accounts are bots? Wait, what is this? Is this on Blue Protocol? I'm assuming this is Blue Protocol, right? You want to know why? I haven't fished. I haven't fished either, so I'm sure there's a lot of people who just don't want to bother with the fishing. Like, I literally just haven't done fishing either. I'm one of those people that don't have the fishing achievement, so you should watch this since we're on the topic. Trust. What is this?
Have you ever wondered?
Oh my god, bro, I played Cabal Online. Jesus Christ. Wait, let's finish the video.
areas. If you look at Final Fantasy XIV, which was already a failure.
No. I 100% agree. I think old me would shit on the time gating so much. Old me, 4 or 5 years ago, I would shit on it. I'd be like, this thing is like utter dog shit, right? But nowadays, where like I feel like I don't have that much time to like afford every game, like the time gating is actually kind of like clutch.
Launched. Final Fantasy XIV was a failure. They had to delete the game and like take it offline and bring it back. But they had red mages and white mages and blue mages and dragoons and all these different types of characters. They had bosses. They had Bahamut. They had
Behemoth?
all these different summons and bosses and monsters and all these different things. It was easier to build that world and care about it, and it was still a failure. So for this game, this MMO, to suck me in, to suck me sideways, to have some fun with the gameplay, to care about the story, to do all these things is already going to be tough. I have been locked out of progression. I have been locked out of playing the game. Nice bug, by the way. Yes, just keep using that ultimate when I'm not in range. Yes, yes, perfect example during the video. Yes, what insane combat. Oh, it's still bugging. This is this is the combat I've been waiting for. Dude, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to play this game. I'll never play this game again. You couldn't pay me to play this game again.
That's not true, MTash. You shield through a restart pretty hard on that game slop, so I feel like you can be paid to play the game.
So that's where I'm at. Like every other mobile-esque MMO game like this, I just think they are trash. I don't understand why they keep making games like this and think they're gonna pop off. I feel like I played 10 of these and they're just awful.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think these are ever made with the expectation that they'll pop off. I think they're made with the expectation that they'll make enough to cover the costs and a little bit of profit, and then they just like, they just EOS.
The game. I love the game, as you can tell. I don't think it is worth your time. I would not waste your time with this one. I don't know, maybe I'm a hater, but I just don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening. I don't see this game thriving. I don't see it succeeding. If you have fun with it, you do your thing, but wowza. This one is not for me. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Is this guy gonna shield up? It healed! 10 minutes in, 12 minutes in, it healed!
The boss reset.
It healed! 10 minutes in, 12 minutes in, it healed! Everyone grouped for a boss, and it reset because we couldn't kill it fast enough. That is terrible MMO.
No, MTash, it didn't reset because you couldn't kill it fast enough. It reset because the tank aggroed it out of its normal range.
Behavior.
This is what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of points that MTash say I think that are perfectly reasonable and acceptable. It's just he says a lot of things with bad proof and bad like supporting arguments because he doesn't know enough. Like him saying some of these things are fine. It makes sense, right? But it's like, at least give the right proof. Like, don't say stuff that are so easily provably wrong that like take away from your argument. Like that's the problem. You started watching this video 80 minutes ago. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't even disagree with most of the things he said in this video because I don't think this game is like, I don't think Blue Protocol is like the MMO to end all MMOs. I don't think it's even that great of an MMO, right? I think it's just a very casual MMO that you could just fucking spend some time on. Don't spend any money. Please don't spend any money because I will keep saying this. Don't spend any fucking penny on this game because I think what they're doing right now with their fucking refund shit is like terrible. I would not spend another penny on this game, right? Until like this is fucking figured out. Like 10 fucking days to send people refunds from beta? No, that's ridiculous. Don't fucking spend a dime. But like so many fucking points he said are just so provably wrong that anybody who would try to pick apart his video would just do it so easily, even if his arguments are okay. Like this is why, like, I feel like most MTash videos aren't even bad because his points aren't usually that off. It's just that he never has good proof because he's like always so surface level on these games. If he just like took a moment or took like a little bit of time to like ask some questions around from some people who play the game more, then he could get like a bit better like explanations and reasoning on things, and then he wouldn't be provably like, like disproven like so easily.